Here we have a new 2023 Chevrolet Camaro. This one comes in the 2LT trim level. And this is going to be the beautiful rapid blue paint. And then the interior consists of jet black perforated leather. And then the powertrain on this one is going to be a 3.6 liter naturally aspirated V6 engine mated with a 10-speed automatic transmission. And I'll make sure to leave horsepower and torque figures in the description below. But coming around to the front end here, we do get full LED headlamps along with LED daytime running lights. And they don't blink like that. That's just the way the LEDs are getting picked up by my camera. And then we have a really nice option here. These are going to be the 20-inch aluminum wheels. I'll show you the name for them when I go over the window sticker. But these are probably my favorite Camaro wheels here. Really like that. And we get passive keyless entry on both doors. To the door panel here, power door lock controls, door handle, and then we have one-touch auto up and down for both windows. And then we have our power mirror controls there. And then we can pop the trunk from there. And a little storage here and very small area there. And there is our 8-way driver's seat there. Really like the red seat belts. They're a small detail, but it really makes a big difference. And there's a view of the back seat. And as you can see, there's no way I'm getting back there. But that's all right. Nobody gets used to put anybody in the back. At least I hope they don't. That'd be torture. And here's our back end here. And ever since 2019, I really like what they did with the taillights, making it look retro while also futuristic. There's a trunk space there. It's kind of hard to see. It's always hard to get a good angle on the Camaro trunk because it's so dark in there. But pretty good size for a sports coupe, in my opinion. And then this one does have the performance exhaust. See if I can get a listen with my mic. But we'll test it out big time when we go on the test drive. There's our fuel filler there. And then up here we have a 6-way front passenger seat that's going to be power. But all in all, I just really like this color combo. The blue on black just looks really, really nice. Now we're going to go ahead and pop the hood. And it's mostly covered up, but there's that 3.6 liter naturally aspirated V6. Take one more good look at that front end there. When these first came out, I did not like them at all, but they're starting to become one of my favorite body styles, honestly. Let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. So really nice leather wrap steering wheel here. I do wish it was heated. That's my only complaint, but really like, of course, we have the paddle shifters and the really good grip there. And I wish they would have put some right here because it just looks like somebody took a badge off. But over here to the radio, we have the wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto compatibility. And then we also get AM, FM, XM radio, along with Bluetooth audio. Wi-Fi hotspot there. And then we can actually pull up our dual zone automatic climate controls either on the screen here or using the knobs and buttons down below. Then we can toggle in auto mode as well. One thing I do like is even in this V6 Camaro, we have the option of the heated and cooled seats in the 2LT. So I like that comes on it. I'm going to go back to the CarPlay. I don't have this phone hooked up. I just use it to kind of demonstrate. But I like that you can have your navigation over here and then have your music here and then have all your shortcuts here. And if you want to get into certain apps, you can scroll through there. But while we're in here, I'm going to go ahead and just test out the sound system really quickly. Man, I tell you, let's get $100 Daisy Dukes wrapped around your waist, whispering into my ear, let's go back to my place. Hair tied up in a bun, is this what I think it is? My mama would flip it, she found out you were a city girl, a city girl. So even with the bass system, I'm just really impressed by how good it sounds. And of course the Bose that you can get on here is another level, but still really, really impressive sound quality for a stock system. So kudos to Chevrolet for making sure the Camaro had a good system in it. There's our hazards there. And then for the shifter, of course, it's a 10-speed automatic, so we can grab the lever here, pull down, reverse, neutral, drive, and we can slide over here for manual mode, and you can either shift using the shifter here or shift using the paddle shifters here. And we have 3 drive modes, so a Tour, Sport, and then a Snow and Ice. And then electronic parking brake, pull up to engage, and then to disengage, hit the brake, press down. Cup holders there. A small center console cubby space there, and then we have 2 USB inputs and an aux input that you can use there. So for the sunroof here, we do get one touch open for the slide function, and then we just hold the button to close it, and then we can also go ahead and just tilt it up by not pushing it all the way in if you want to have that set in there. And then the sunshade is right here. Then we also have our OnStar there, dome lights. And while we take one final look at the back seat, I'm going to go ahead and grab this window sticker. So there are all of the standard features there, and this one does include the RS package. And you get the black bow ties, LED tail lights, all of that. But my favorite thing about the RS package is you do get the standard 20s, and just that $100 option, you can get them painted that carbon instead of the gray, and I'm telling you, it's worth the money for me. It makes a huge difference. And the red seat belts are $200, and I recommend those as well. But really like how this is optioned for less than $38,000. Even though it's a V6, it still has plenty of power, and it has all of the comfort features that I would want personally. And of course, you get almost 30 miles per gallon on the highway as well. Now we do get a lockable glove compartment down here. Not the biggest, but not bad size. It fits your owner's manuals. And you can put your insurance and registration in there, and then you're about out of room, but that's all right. And then we do have our standard cruise controls here. And then we can toggle our radio station favorites or track list there. And then we can control our volume here. And then these 4 arrows are going to be for the digital part of the gauge cluster. And then we have our voice recognition controls. This also serves as a mute button. There's our push button start. Finally, here's our key fob with remote start. But next, we're gonna go ahead and take this 2023 Camaro 2LT out on the road for a quick test drive. So I had a 2012 Camaro several years back, and the exhaust sounds pretty similar to the base model in that V6 that I had, but it's just a little more, I guess, aggressive. But I'm gonna put it into sport mode and see if that changes things. Oh yeah, that is much, much better. I was about to say don't get the performance exhaust because it sounds just like the older Camaro, but yeah, this is really nice. I'm gonna put it in manual mode and shift a few times. That's really, really nice. And this 10-speed just works wonders in this car. And I'm glad that they didn't decide to keep a, I guess, a 8-speed or something like that in here. They decided to put the 10-speed in this Camaro, even though it's a V6, because you get those same super quick shifts that you get in every other vehicle that has a 10-speed from Chevy and Ford. And this is just, it's just so awesome. It makes me want to downshift. Like, very quick. And a really controlled ride for the most part. I mean, it's actually really smooth coming down the interstate here. And the cool thing is I can really feel the road while not being uncomfortable driving. And if it were me, I would keep this thing in sport mode, because if you're gonna have a Camaro, maybe if you are driving long distances or something for work, maybe if you're just trying to save at the pump, but I would just keep this in sport mode. It's just so much fun to drive. And the sound is really, really good with this performance exhaust. And if I were to go ahead and buy a V6 Camaro, I should say a Camaro in general, for 38 grand, this is how I do it. Because it's no SS, but it's still fast enough for me, because I'd rather save the $12,000, $13,000 unless I just had the money to blow, as opposed to an SS, or maybe even get an LT1. But I'd rather have the options on this V6 with the RS package as opposed to getting an LT1 with cloth seats and no performance exhaust or something like that. So I would definitely, this would be the way I do it. Exactly how this car is optioned, same color combo, everything. And what's crazy is even in sport mode, just cruising here, the cylinder deactivation is on. I gotta make sure I am in sport mode. Yeah. And the cool thing about the sport mode here is when you put it in sport mode, it does wake up, but once it realizes you're just cruising and not gonna put your foot into it, it's like, okay, I'll chill for a minute, but I'm ready when you are. And most sport modes don't give you that, I guess, those same features. There's a better word I was looking for, but I can't think of it right now. But it's just crazy how quiet this car is. It makes me want to whisper. Just cruising here at 40. But all in all, I don't need the built-in navigation. The heated cooled seats are great. I'd like to have the heated steering wheel, but I don't need it, especially because I have the heated cooled seats and the AC vents I can just direct towards my hands while I'm driving. But just really impressed that the Camaro is still pretty feature heavy for the money. This one in particular. And this will bring me to the end of my review of the new 2023 Chevrolet Camaro 2LT Coupe.